you finish watching a movie, a horror movie in the theater, and you find out that they have a badass soundtrack, so you go and buy that soundtrack. I remember doing that back in the day, and so I made a list of a few movies that I thought where the soundtrack actually made the movie better, more likable. And not in all cases, but a few cases it actually did for some of these movies. Ones that I've listened to a lot, and I appreciated the movie a lot more because of these soundtracks. So let's get into it. And there's a lot of movies that have really good soundtracks, but I'm making a list of just horror movies, in general. There was one movie I really wanted to put because it's like one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, which is The Matrix. But it's not a horror movie, but it has awesome rock music. I know everybody has different taste in music, but these are definitely soundtracks that I grew up listening to, watching with these movies. And so I noticed the soundtracks that I picked for these movies pretty much from 95 to 2005. So around that time is where I listened to a lot of rock, metal, industrial, punk music. And so I really appreciated when they added these soundtracks to these movies. Okay, so the first movie, and this is just alphabetical order, it's not gonna be like a top 10, from worst to best. This is just like alphabetical that I just, looked through my shelf and like, oh, you know what, I like this one, this one, this one. So first one's gonna be Demon Knight from Tales from the Crypt. I remember seeing this one in theaters, and I remember with the soundtrack, there was a lot of good songs. Definitely the two that I liked the most were Filter, Hey Man, Nice Shot, and Pantera, Cemetery Gates. That's number one. Number two, it's gonna be Dracula 2000. I really like this movie. I know some people didn't like it, but this movie does really have a good soundtrack. It has Powerman 5000, Disturbed, Slayer, System of a Down, Linkin Park, Headpiece, Saliva. It's like, the soundtrack makes the movie even better. Next up, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yes, he's in a horror movie. May not be your favorite, I still like it, and I love the soundtrack to it as well. End of Days. Yes, it has a really good soundtrack. There's a song called Oh My God from Guns N' Roses. Really good. I thought they were broken up back then, but they did produce a song called Oh My God. It's really, really good. We also got Korn in there, Professional Murder Music. Fred Durst did Crush. That's a really good song. He's from Limp Bizkit, if you didn't know that. We got Rob Zombie's Super Beast, Girl on the Motorcycle remix. That's a good one too. Powerman 5000, Nobody's Real. Definitely check out this soundtrack. Good one. All right, so another good movie that I like the soundtrack for would be House of Wax. I remember when this one first came out, not many people really liked it. It was always a guilty pleasure of mine. But when the soundtrack came out, I was like, wow, this is even better. So I definitely appreciated the movie a lot more. Songs from Prodigy, My Chemical Romance, Deftones, Disturbed, all around, great soundtrack, great movie. Okay, so a lot of those songs are a lot of hard rock, heavy metal songs. So with this one's a little different, but I like the soundtrack as well. Idle Hands. This movie has some rock, but actually it's mostly punk rock music. I'm a big fan of Blink-182, Green Day, The Offspring, and so this soundtrack has Blink-182, Offspring, Vandals, Unwritten Law, and it also includes Rob Zombie's Dragula and Static X Push It. So if you haven't heard that album, check it out too. You might like it. All right, next one, Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah. I remember a family member had to take place for Aaliyah, and I think at the very end scene you can notice the difference, so they could finish the movie. But anyways, this movie had a badass soundtrack. David Draymond from Disturbed, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, Wayne Static from Static X, Deftones, Earshot. We got Marilyn Manson, Papa Roach. Really good soundtrack. If you haven't heard it, definitely check this one out. Resident Evil Apocalypse. We got Slipknot, The Used, A Perfect Circle, Killswitch Engage, Rammstein, CKY, Him, Thrice, Cold. It's a little bit of a heavy metal screamo, with a little just hard rock. Definitely great album to check out. All right, and we got Saw. Not 1, 2, but also Saw 3. Really good soundtrack. We got All That Remains, Bullet for My Valentine, Slayer, Static X, Lamb of God, Disturbed, Drowning Pool. It's a heavy metal soundtrack, but it's pretty good. Even if heavy metal isn't your forte, you might want to just check it out. You might like it. A lot harder, harder rock songs on this one. Okay, so next up, it's gonna be Scream. Not Scream 1, not Scream 2. Actually, Scream 3 has a really good soundtrack. And honestly, that soundtrack just like makes the movie awesome. So even though Scream 3 is not a lot of people's favorites, it actually probably has the best soundtrack out of all the movies. We got Orgy, Fuel, System of a Down, Spiders, which is one of my favorite songs from them, Slipknot, Wait and Bleed, Creed, Finger 11. We got Godsmack, Time Bomb, Incubus, Seven Dust, even Cold Chamber. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, definitely a great soundtrack to get. Scream 3. And if you didn't notice, this is my Canadian version, which includes all 4 of the movies and the bonus disc. So we got Scream 1, 2, 3, Scream 4, and bonus features right there. I picked it up a long time ago. This one actually came with the mask. Well, I didn't get the mask. I got this off of eBay a long time ago. It didn't come with the mask, but I definitely wanted this version because it came with all disc in one case. So yeah, there's that. Okay, another favorite soundtrack of mine, and I said it was going to be Spawn. Yes, Spawn has a really good soundtrack. Spawn has a Filter and Crystal Method. They did a song together. Can't You, Trip Like I Do. Really amazing song. We got Marilyn Manson, Long Hard Road Out of Hell. Yep, that's a good one. And my other favorite was Stabbing Westward, Torn Apart. Check it out. You don't know what you're missing. Those are some really, really good songs. So yep, that's my my lists. Even if you're not a big fan of hard rock music or punk music, these soundtracks really did make the movies a lot better than what they were. And you can tell some of these movies weren't even popular ones. There's other ones that are better than them. But definitely these were the CDs that, for me, it was like I would listen to it on the bus rides, in art class. It just got me through my day studying. These were the soundtracks I listened to. So I just wanted to share them with you. So thanks for watching. It's Creepy Calvin. Have a good one.